Hi, Gil from Testing Gil here. Authentication and authorization. They're like the twins from the Shining movie. We always confuse between them, and sometimes it ends with blood. I've already talked about the difference between them in this video, but there's a lot more of testing authorization than just reaching the data you're not supposed to touch. Authorization is mostly managed by roles. If you're an admin, you can do everything. If you're a regular user, you can do some things. And if you're a guest, you're only allowed to watch. With different roles, users that have these roles have different permissions. The permission allow or limit what the user can do. And that, of course, leaks into testing. Because when we're testing APIs, we're assuming the user's identity and try to do things as the user. What will we find? In our Bigger Better Bookstore, we have data that we'd like to keep under wraps. Okay, it's not such a big secret. We have this API that gets all the reviews for all the books. You'd like to read all the reviews for the books, right? Well, you can if you're an admin. But if you're a regular user, when you call this API, you will get all the reviews that you wrote. It's the same API, but for different users and different tokens, you get different results. And you'll need two separate tests. Now, that's the first thing that we'd like to check, what we see. But of course, seeing is not enough. For real damage, we'd like to do something that we're not allowed to. The first thing that comes to mind when you're thinking about damage is deleting. And of course, there are things that an admin should be able to delete while a regular user can't. But there are other things we can do that are risky, but are not deleting stuff. For example, this API allows you to edit books information. Now, the author of the book is allowed to do this. But because the owners of the Bigger Better Bookstore are megalomaniac capitalists, they don't allow the authors to edit the price. Heaven forbid, they might offer a discount. Then where would all the money go? You see, there are scales of damage. It could be overwriting or deleting a record or a set of records. And sometimes it's a smaller, focused one, like the price field in the record. So you've got it. We need to understand how the system works and check those cases. But if you'd like to do big-time damage, I know you like the next one, impersonation. If you're a regular user, but can impersonate an admin, the bookstore is your oyster. This requires some loose techniques, but even more so loose implementation. Here's an example. We have an update user API that includes the user role as part of its input request body. That already shows you that the developer doesn't know how to handle authorization. But you know who understands authorization? Sneaky Steve. So, once Sneaky Steve gets a promotion, he can fail this test. The test should pass if Steve can't get in. But if it fails, he'll change the price and then goes to take over the world. When we're handed a list of APIs to test, we usually think about the regular functionality. We usually don't think about authorization and roles. If you find these topics a bit dull, start thinking like a supervillain. It will open a whole new world of interest to you. My API testing masterclass, the Tactician, is coming soon. Authorization, roles, and Sneaky Steve as a guest host, we go deep into designing tests that won't miss authorization cases. The waitlist is open, link below. Now, tell me about how you became a superhero tester by thinking like a supervillain. What did you find, and what was the developer's punishment? Thanks for watching. If you like this video, like, subscribe, share it, and watch other videos on this channel. Until next time, bye-bye.